This is Vijay Kumar from Naresh Technologies, and today's session I am going to explain about functions, user defined functions in PLSQL. So, in SQL you know some predefined functions like what, for example, substring, instring, upper, lower, init cap, toChar, toDate, toNumber, and all these functions are predefined. The functions provided by Oracle. So, apart from these predefined functions, we can also create our own functions. So, Oracle is provided some number of functions. Apart from those functions, we can also create our own functions. When Oracle provided number of functions, why we need to create our own function? When predefined functions not meeting our requirements, then we need to create our own function. So, for example, like I want to calculate the tax of the employee, there is no predefined function provided by Oracle to calculate the tax of the employee. So, then when Oracle is not provided, then we can create our own function to calculate the tax. I want to check whether given year is leap year or not, but there is no predefined function to check whether given year is leap year or not. So, then create our own function, because I want to check whether year is leap year or not in number of programs. Instead of repeating that logic in number of programs, then create a function. So, wherever you want, you can call that function. Okay. There are number of programs. In all the programs I want to check whether given year is leap year or not. So, you need to repeat that logic in number of programs. Instead of repeating that logic in number of programs, just create a function. So, wherever you want, you can call that function. So, functions are mainly created for this purpose. One is functions are created to fetch values from database, and functions are created for calculations. And so, the advantage of creating this function is reusability. So, created for to fetch values from database and created for calculations, and so we can reuse these functions. So, in number of programs we can call these functions wherever we want. So, in today's session, like we will see how to create the function and how to execute the function. So, what is the syntax for creating the function is this. First of all, what the definition is: a user defined function is also a named PLSQL block that accepts some input, performs some calculations, and must return a value. So, every function takes some input in the form of parameters, and it performs some calculations, returns a value to the calling program. So, what is the syntax for creating the function is create or replace function, function name, parameters if any. So, create or replace function, function name, parameters if any, and every function should be declared with return type. A function always returns a value. So, at the time of creating the function, so it should be declared with return type, whether the return type is number or varchar or date. If the return type is number, so if declare this as number. If the function returns a string, and declare this as varchar2. If function returns a date, and declare this as date. So, create or replace. If the function is not there, it is created. If the function is already there, it is replaced. And this is the name of the function, and we can declare parameters and return type. Next, this is declaration part. Here you can declare the variables and begin and execute the statements and return the value. So, function always returns a value. How function returns a value? Function returns a value using return statement. So, if this expression is number, this type must be number. If this expression is string, this type must be varchar. If this expression is date, this type must be date. So, what the return type is depends on the return expression. So, okay, if expression is number, type must be number. If expression is date, type must be date. If expression is string, type must be varchar2. Then let us create a function. So, we will see one example. I will create a function for adding two numbers, or adding or subtract or multiply or divide depends on the operator passed to the function. So, I am creating a function. So, create or replace function name CALC, like calculation. And what are these three? These three are parameters. A is one parameter, B is one parameter, OP is one parameter. So, the function is created with three parameters. So, A is number type, B is number type, OP is character type. Next, what this function returns? This function returns number. This function return type is number. That means this function returns what? Number. Is any variables? So, I do not have any variables. So, start with begin. If OP equals to plus, means the value passed to this OP is plus, function should return A plus B. The value passed to OP is minus, function should return A minus B. The value passed to OP is star, then function should return A into B. The value passed to OP is not plus, not minus, not into, then function should return A by B. So, what the function returns, whether returns A plus B, A minus B, A into B, A by B, depends on the value passed to OP. So, the value passed to OP is plus, then returns A plus B. The value passed to OP is minus, and function returns A minus B. The value passed to OP is star, then function returns A into B. Otherwise, the function returns A by B. So, this is if, and every if statement should end with end if, and close this. This is end of function. So, this is the function. So, let us create this function. I am copying this code. Go to SQL plus, then, so first create the function, okay, then function created. So, I created a function. So, what the function name is? CALC. So, this function accepts three values and returns one value. Next, function is created, the function is stored in database. So, it is created, it is stored in database. So, whenever you want, you can execute this function. Wherever you want, whenever you want, you can execute this function. Once function is created, it can be executed from SQL commands, it can be executed from SQL prompt, it can be executed from another PLSQL program, and it can be executed from any front end application. So, after creating the function, it can be executed from anywhere, like it can be executed from SQL commands, and it can be executed from SQL prompt, and it can be executed from another PLSQL block, and also executed from front end applications, like front end applications like Java, .NET, etc. So, let us see how to execute this from SQL command. So, I want to execute this from select statement, like I am writing a query select, what the function name is CALC 10 comma 20 comma suppose star from dual, okay, then select CALC 10 comma 20 comma star from dual. This value 10 is passed to, this value 10 is passed to A, the value 10, this value 10 is passed to A, and value 20 is passed to B, and plus star is passed to OP. Value 10 passed to A, value 20 is passed to B, and star is passed to OP. So, next this function code is executed. Is that value passed to OP is plus? No. Is that value passed to OP is minus? No. Is this value passed to OP is star? Yes. Condition true. When this condition true, this return statement is executed. And what is this return statement is A into B. So, what is the value passed to A is 10, and what the value passed to B is 20, 10 into 20, so returns 200. Let us see this. So, let me execute this command. So, I am executing this from SQL command, like I am executing this from select statement. let us see. So, it displays 200. Okay. Then suppose not only this, select CALC, for example 10 20 next minus from dual. Okay. The value passed to 10 is A is 10, the value passed to B is 20 and OP is minus. Is that OP is plus? No. Is OP is minus? Yes. And what is written? A minus B, 10 minus 20 minus 10. Okay. So, I created a function, next I executed the function from select statement. Suppose not only from SQL commands, like we can also directly execute from SQL prompt without any SQL command also. Like to execute a function from SQL prompt, we need to declare a variable. Why? Because every function returns a value, the return value should be assigned to some variable. A function always returns a value, return value should be assigned to some variable. So, first declare the variable. So, I am declaring a variable k number. Why variable is taken as number type? Because the function return type is number, that is why I am taking the variable as number, because the function return value will be assigned to this variable k. The function returns a value, I will assign that value to this variable k. So, what is the type of this variable k is function return type. So, function return type is number, this variable also must be number. Next, execute the function, execute is the command to execute the function. So, k equals to execute k to function name. What is the function name? CALC, suppose 20 comma 50 comma star. So, then I am executing the function, I am calling the function, then value 20 is passed to A, value 50 is passed to B, and what is passed to OP is star. Then what function returns? 20 into 50. Then and the return value is not displayed here, and the return value is assigned to k. I want to print the value of k. To print the value of k, then so here execute colon k colon equals to function name. So, what is the function name? CALC 20 comma 50 comma star. Then so PLSQL procedure successfully completed. I want to print the value of k. Then to print the value of k, print colon k. So, what is the value passed to, what is the value assigned to k is 1000. This is executing the function from SQL prompt. We can execute it from SQL commands, or we can execute it from SQL prompt, or we can also execute it from another PLSQL program, or we can also execute it from front end applications. So, this is just how to create a function, what is the function, how to create a function. So, one example, then how to execute the function. So, what you learnt is from this video, you learnt how to create a function and how to execute the function from SQL commands and SQL prompt. So, thank you for watching this video. So, for more videos, subscribe to Naresh IT.